Tonight, we're talking about something most people won't admit out loud. Dead bedroom syndrome. Sexless marriage. Not a relationship that explodes, cheating, lying, betrayal, but the kind that just fades, where intimacy dies slowly after having kids and you can't remember the last time you felt anything. Monica from Boston is on the line, and I think she already knows what I'm going to tell her. Let's find out if she's ready to hear it. All right, who am I talking to?
Hi, Rex. It's Monica. I'm 35, I'm in Boston, and I'm married. 8 years.
You don't sound happy about that.
I don't sound anything about it. That's kind of the problem.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm numb. I'm going through the motions. I love my husband. I think I do. But I don't feel anything anymore, and it's destroying us.
How long have you felt this way?
Honestly, since our second kid was born. So, 3 years? Maybe longer. It's hard to pinpoint when it started because it was so gradual, like watching a plant die. You don't notice until it's already brown.
And what made you call me tonight?
We had a fight yesterday. A bad one. He said if things don't change, if our dead bedroom doesn't improve, he doesn't know how much longer he can do this. The intimacy is completely gone. And I realized I don't know either.
Do what? Be married to you?
Live in a sexless marriage where we barely touch each other, where I flinch when he tries to initiate, where sex happens once a month if we're lucky and feels like a chore I'm checking off a list. I lost all desire after having kids.
So, you call me about a dead bedroom.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's everything. I don't know if I'm broken or if the marriage is broken or if this is just what happens when you have kids and jobs and life gets hard.
We're gonna figure that out. But first, I need the full picture. Walk me through your marriage, beginning to now.
We met when I was 25. He was 28. We dated for 2 years, got married. And honestly, those first few years were great. We traveled. We stayed up late talking. Sex was good, frequent, spontaneous. We felt like a team.
When did that change?
When I got pregnant with our first kid, Oliver. He's 5 now. The pregnancy was rough. I was sick constantly, exhausted. Sex went from multiple times a week to maybe once a week to barely at all. And I kept telling myself, it's just the pregnancy. It'll get better after.
But it didn't.
No. After Oliver was born, the dead bedroom really started. I had a traumatic delivery, 3rd-degree tearing. Recovery took months. And even when I was physically healed, I just didn't want to be touched. That's when I lost my sexual desire completely. My body felt like it didn't belong to me anymore. I completely lost myself after having kids. I was nursing around the clock. Oliver wanted to be held constantly. And by the time my husband came home from work, I was so touched out. That's what moms call it when you've been touched all day and can't stand more, that the thought of intimacy or sex made my skin crawl.
Did you tell him that?
I tried. But how do you explain to someone that you love them, but can't stand the idea of them touching you? He tried to be understanding, but I could see it hurt him. And I felt so guilty, like I was failing as a wife.
How long did this go on?
Months, maybe a year. And then slowly we started having sex again. But it was different. It wasn't because I wanted to. It was because I felt like I should. Like it was my duty to keep the marriage functional.
Duty sex?
Yeah. And you know what? He could tell. He's not stupid. He knew I wasn't into it, but I think he hoped it would get better if we just kept trying. Like my desire would come back if we forced it.
Did it?
No. And then I got pregnant again. Our daughter, Emma. She's 3 now. And the whole cycle started over. Pregnancy, exhaustion, recovery, nursing. Except this time I had a toddler and a newborn. I was running on fumes. My husband and I were like ships passing in the night. We'd coordinate schedules, tag team bedtime, collapse into bed exhausted. Sex was the last thing on my mind.
And now?
Now Emma's 3. I'm not nursing anymore. The kids sleep through the night. I should be getting back to normal, right? But I'm not. If anything, it's worse. Because now I don't have an excuse.
What do you mean?
I mean, I can't blame it on pregnancy or nursing or sleepless nights anymore. My body is mine again. The kids are more independent. But I still don't want sex. I still don't feel desire. And my husband is at the end of his rope.
Tell me about the fight yesterday.
We were in bed. He reached for me, just put his hand on my hip. And I tensed up. I didn't mean to, but my body reacted before my brain could, and he felt it. He pulled back and said, "You can't even stand me, touching me."
What did you say?
I said that's not true, that I love him. But he said if I loved him, I wouldn't flinch every time he tries to be close to me. And then he unloaded. He said he feels like a roommate, not a husband. That he spent 3 years being patient, being understanding, not pressuring me, and nothing's changed. That he's starting to resent me. That he wonders if I'm even attracted to him anymore.
Are you?
I don't know. And that terrifies me.
Keep going. What else did he say?
He said he's lonely. That he goes to bed every night next to someone who doesn't want him and it's killing him. That he's tired of initiating and being rejected. That scheduling sex made him feel like he was on a Google Calendar between dentist appointment and soccer practice. And he's right about all of it.
How did you respond?
I cried. I told him I know it's not fair. That I hate that I feel this way. That I've tried. I really have. We did therapy. I read books about rekindling desire. I went to my doctor to check my hormones. Everything came back normal. The therapist said we need to prioritize intimacy and reconnect emotionally first. But Rex, I don't know how to do that when I'm touched out from the kids all day, exhausted from work, and just empty.
Touched out from the kids. Explain that.
It means by the time it's nighttime, I've been touched constantly all day. Kids climbing on me, wanting to be held, needing me physically. I'm a jungle gym during the day and expected to be a lover at night, and there's nothing left. My body is on loan to everyone else. There's no part of me that's just mine.
And your husband doesn't see it that way.
He tries to, but from his perspective, everyone gets a piece of me except him. The kids get my attention, my job gets my energy, and he gets scraps. And I get it, I do, but I don't know how to fix it.
What did the fight end with?
He said he loves me, but he can't live like this forever. That we're 35 and 38, not 65. That he shouldn't have to beg his wife to touch him. And then he asked me the question I've been avoiding. Do you even want to be married to me?
What did you say?
I said yes, but I don't know if I meant it. Or if I said it because I'm supposed to, because we have kids, because divorce is scary and hard, and what if I throw away 8 years and regret it?
So you're staying out of fear, not love.
I don't know what I'm staying for anymore.
Monica, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You're in trouble. Your marriage is in real trouble. But not for the reasons you think.
What do you mean?
The dead bedroom isn't the problem. It's a symptom. Monica, you're dealing with what millions of women experience, but nobody talks about. Postpartum intimacy loss. It's not just, I'm tired. It's losing your identity after having kids and your body not feeling like yours anymore. That's what's causing the sexless marriage, not lack of love.
I know that. Everyone says that. Reconnect emotionally and the physical will follow. But how? How do I reconnect when I don't even know who I am anymore?
That's the real question, isn't it? Who are you?
What?
Who is Monica? Not Monica the mom, not Monica the wife, not Monica the project manager or whatever you do for work. Who is Monica?
I don't know.
When's the last time you did something just for you? Not for your kids, not for your husband, not for your job. Something that was just yours.
I can't remember.
When's the last time you felt like a person instead of a function?
I don't remember that either.
That's your problem, Monica. You've lost yourself. You've become a collection of roles and responsibilities, and there's no you left underneath. And you can't desire your husband when you don't even exist as a separate person anymore.
That's dramatic.
Is it? You just told me you don't know who you are. You told me your body doesn't feel like yours. You told me everyone gets a piece of you and there's nothing left. That's not dramatic. That's disappearing.
What am I supposed to do? I have 2 kids who need me constantly. I have a job. I have a house to run. When exactly am I supposed to find myself? Between laundry and bedtime?
I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying it's your reality. And until you fix that, the sex problem doesn't get fixed. Because you can't be intimate with someone when you're not even intimate with yourself.
You sound like my therapist.
Then your therapist is right. But let me ask you something harder.
Okay.
Do you love your husband?
Yes.
Wrong answer. Don't answer reflexively. I'm asking you for real. Do you love him? Or do you love the life you built? The stability, the kids, the house, the idea of being married?
I don't know how to separate those things.
Try. Picture your life without him. Not the logistics. Forget about custody and finances and all that. I mean emotionally. If he left tomorrow, would you be devastated? Or would you be relieved? You're not answering.
Because I don't want to say what I'm thinking.
Say it anyway.
Part of me would be relieved.
Why?
Because then I wouldn't have to feel guilty anymore. About not wanting him. About not being enough. About failing as a wife. If he left, I could stop pretending I'm something I'm not.
And what's that?
A woman who wants to be touched. A woman who has anything left to give.
Monica, that's not failing as a wife. That's drowning. There's a difference. Let me ask you something else. When you said your body doesn't feel like yours, what did you mean?
I mean, for years, my body was a thing that served everyone else. It grew babies. It fed babies. That's why so many marriages become sexless after kids. Moms lose themselves in motherhood, and there's nothing left for intimacy. It gets touched and grabbed by kids all day. And at night, my husband wants it for sex. And I want it back. I want to exist in my own skin without someone needing something from it.
Have you ever told him that? In those words?
Not really. I've said I'm tired. I've said I'm touched out, but I haven't said I feel like my body is public property and I need it to be mine again. That sounds selfish.
It's not selfish. It's human. But Monica, here's what I'm going to tell you. Your husband can't read your mind. If you don't tell him what's actually happening in your head, he fills in the blanks. And the blanks he's filling in are, she's not attracted to me, and she doesn't love me anymore.
But I've tried to explain.
No, you've given him surface explanations. I'm tired, I'm stressed. Those are symptoms. You haven't told him the root, that you feel like you've ceased to exist as an individual, that your identity has been erased under the weight of motherhood and responsibility, that you don't reject him because he's undesirable, you reject him because you're empty.
How do I tell him that without him thinking I regret our life?
Do you regret it?
Sometimes. Not the kids, I love them. But I regret losing myself so completely. I thought I could be both, Monica and Mom. But somewhere along the way, Monica disappeared and I don't know how to get her back.
Okay, so let's talk about that. What did Monica like to do? Before kids, before marriage? Who were you?
I used to paint badly, but I loved it. I spent Saturday mornings in my apartment with music on, just getting lost in it. I used to run, like real running, not treadmill, trail running. I'd go for hours. I read constantly. I had friends I'd meet for drinks, stay out late, talking about nothing important.
When's the last time you did any of that?
Years. I don't even own paints anymore. I haven't run outside since before Oliver was born. The books I read now are about parenting or work. And my friends, we text occasionally. Everyone's busy with their own kids.
So you erased yourself?
I didn't erase myself. I adapted. That's what you do when you become a parent. You sacrifice.
There's a difference between sacrifice and obliteration, Monica. You're not supposed to disappear. You're supposed to evolve. But you didn't evolve. You just stopped existing outside of your roles.
Because there's no time. You think I can just go run for 3 hours on a Saturday morning? Who's watching the kids?
Your husband.
He works all week.
So do you.
But I'm the primary parent. I'm the one who knows their schedules, their routines. If I leave, he has to text me constantly asking where things are, what they eat, when nap time is.
Stop. Listen to what you're saying. You've made yourself indispensable. You've created a system where only you can manage the kids, which gives you an excuse to never take time for yourself. And then you resent your husband for not giving you space that you've never actually taken.
That's not. Is that what I'm doing?
I think so. I think part of you doesn't want to let go of control because if you do, you have to face the fact that you're not actually needed in the way you've convinced yourself you are. Your husband is a competent adult. He can parent his own kids for a few hours.
But what if he doesn't do it right?
Define right. Your way? Because, Monica, there's more than one way to parent. And if you're hovering over every decision, second-guessing everything he does, you're not protecting your kids, you're protecting your identity as the only one who can do this.
But that's all I am now. If I'm not the mom who does everything, who am I?
That's the question you need to answer. And you can't answer it while you're drowning in everyone else's needs. All right, Monica. Here's what we're dealing with. You have two separate but related problems. Problem one, you've lost your identity outside of being a mom and a wife. This is the root cause of most dead bedrooms after having kids. Not hormones, not lack of attraction, identity loss.
I know.
But here's what you don't know. You can't fix problem two until you fix problem one. Your husband wants more sex, more intimacy, more connection. But you can't give him those things when you're running on empty. You can't pour from an empty cup and all that therapy bullshit, but it's true.
So, what do I do?
You reclaim yourself. And I don't mean in some vague inspirational poster way. I mean literally, practically, you start carving out space to exist as a person again.
How?
Step one, you talk to your husband. Tonight. And you don't give him the surface explanation. You tell him what you told me, that you've lost yourself, that your body doesn't feel like yours, that you're touched out not just from the kids, but from life, that you love him, but you're drowning and you need help.
He'll think I'm blaming him.
Then you make it clear you're not. You say, this isn't about you being a bad husband. This is about me losing myself and not knowing how to get back. Can you do that?
I think so.
Step two, you reclaim your time. And I mean this literally. Starting this weekend, you take 3 hours every Saturday or Sunday, whatever works, and you do something alone. Not errands, not meal prep, something that's just for you. Paint, run, read in a coffee shop, I don't care. But those 3 hours are non-negotiable.
What about the kids?
Your husband watches them by himself. No texts, no check-ins. You leave your phone in the car if you have to. He's their father. He can handle 3 hours.
But
No buts. You want your marriage to survive? This is how. You can't be a wife when you're not even a person. And right now, you're not a person. You're a role. We're changing that.
okay, and then what?
Step 3, you rebuild intimacy slowly, on your terms, not his. You tell him the scheduled sex is off the table. It's making it worse. But you also tell him you want to find your way back to each other, and that means starting small.
Like what?
Touch that doesn't lead to sex. Holding hands while you watch TV, him rubbing your back with no expectation, making out like teenagers with the agreement it won't go further. You need to reclaim physical touch without the pressure of performance. You need to remember what it feels like to be close to him without it being about his needs or your duty.
What if I still don't want sex after all that?
Then we deal with that when we get there. But Monica, I think the reason you don't want sex is because sex has become one more thing on your to-do list. One more person needing something from your body. We're taking that off the table and retraining your brain to associate touch with pleasure instead of obligation.
How long will that take?
Months, probably, maybe longer. And your husband needs to be okay with that. Which brings me to step 4.
There's more?
Yeah, step 4. You get real about whether this marriage is worth saving.
What?
Monica, you said part of you would be relieved if he left. That's not nothing. That's a giant red flag waving in your face saying, maybe I don't want this anymore.
But I love him.
Do you? Or do you love not being alone, not disrupting the kids' lives, not having to admit you made a mistake? Love means wanting someone, not just being afraid to lose them.
I don't know.
Then you need to figure it out, because it's not fair to him to stay in a marriage you don't want, and it's not fair to you to stay out of guilt or obligation.
But what about the kids?
Kids are resilient. You know what fucks them up? Growing up, watching their parents in a loveless marriage, learning that intimacy means obligation, that marriage means quiet resentment. If you and your husband can't find your way back to each other, it might be better to split while you can still co-parent civilly.
That's terrifying.
I know, but what's more terrifying? Divorcing now and having a chance at happiness later. Or staying for another decade in a marriage that makes you both miserable, teaching your kids that love means settling.
I don't want to give up.
Then don't. But don't stay out of fear either. Stay because you want to fight for this. Stay because you believe there's something worth saving. And if you can't say that honestly, then you have your answer.
Can I tell you something I haven't told anyone?
Yeah.
Sometimes I fantasize about him having an affair.
Why?
Because then it would be his fault. Then I could be the victim instead of the villain. He'd be the one who destroyed the marriage, not me. And I wouldn't have to feel guilty anymore about not wanting him. I could just be angry instead.
Monica, that's not about wanting him to cheat. That's about wanting permission to leave.
I don't want to leave, but I don't want to stay like this. And I don't know if there's a third option.
There is. But it requires you to get brutally honest with yourself.
About what?
About whether you're willing to do the work. Because here's the thing nobody tells you about saving a marriage. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It means having conversations you don't want to have. It means being vulnerable when you'd rather shut down. It means trying when you're exhausted and don't feel like it. And sometimes even when you do all that, it still doesn't work.
So why try?
Because the alternative is spending the rest of your life wondering what if. Look, Monica, I can't tell you if your marriage is worth saving. Only you know that. But what I can tell you is this. If you don't try, really try, not half-ass it, you'll regret it. Not because divorce is wrong, but because you'll never know if it could have been different.
What if I try and it doesn't work?
Then you'll know you gave it everything. And you can walk away with a clear conscience. But right now, you're not giving it everything. You're giving it whatever's left after everyone else takes their piece. And whatever's left isn't enough to save a marriage.
So I need to choose.
Yeah, you need to choose. Not just whether to stay or go, but to fight. Because staying in limbo like this, that's not a marriage. That's just two people too scared to make a decision, slowly destroying each other.
I'm scared of choosing wrong.
There's no right or wrong here, Monica. There's just honest or dishonest. If you honestly believe this marriage can be saved, fight for it. If you honestly believe it's over, let it go. But don't stay in the gray area because it's safer. That's how you waste years of your life.
When you put it like that, I think I want to fight.
You think or you know?
I know. I'm not ready to give up. I'm angry and exhausted and lost, but I'm not ready to walk away. Not yet.
Okay. Then here's what fighting looks like.
I'm listening.
Fighting means you reclaim your identity starting tomorrow. Not next week, not when things settle down, tomorrow. You make time for yourself even when it's inconvenient, even when the house is a mess, even when your husband doesn't understand why you need to disappear for 3 hours.
Okay.
Fighting means you have the hard conversation with your husband about what you're really feeling. Not the sanitized version, the real version. The, I've lost myself, and I don't know who I am anymore, and I need help finding my way back version.
That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, it is. But you know what hurts more? Living with someone who resents being touched by you. He's already hurting, Monica. This conversation isn't creating new pain. It's acknowledging the pain that's already there.
And then,
Then you give yourselves a timeline. 6 months. A year. Whatever feels right. You say, we're going to try to fix this. We're going to do therapy, reclaim intimacy, work on ourselves individually and together. And at the end of that time, we'll reassess. If we're better, great. If we're not, we need to be honest about that.
a deadline for our marriage.
A deadline for limbo. Because right now you're in limbo, and limbo is killing you both. This way, you know you're actively working towards something. And if it doesn't work, you're not blindsided. You saw it coming, and you gave it everything first.
What if he doesn't want to wait a year?
Then you negotiate. But Monica, if he's not willing to give you time to work on this, that tells you something about whether the marriage is worth saving.
I think he'll wait. He's not a bad guy, Rex. He's just lonely. And I'm the one who made him lonely.
You're both lonely. That's what happens when two people stop seeing each other. You've been so busy surviving, raising kids, working, keeping the house running, that you forgot to tend to the marriage. And now the marriage is a withered plant in the corner that you both keep walking past, hoping it'll revive on its own.
So we water it.
Yeah, you water it. But here's the part nobody wants to hear. Sometimes the plant is already dead, and watering it won't bring it back. You won't know until you try. But you have to be prepared for the possibility that even with all the effort in the world, it might not survive.
That's bleak.
It's honest. And I think you're ready for honest.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Tonight, I'm gonna talk to him. Really talk to him.
What are you going to say?
The truth. That I've lost myself. That I'm drowning. That I'm sorry for making him feel rejected, but I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just empty. And that I want to fix this, but I need his help. I need him to step up with the kids so I can reclaim some space. And I need him to be patient while I figure out who I am again.
Good. And what else?
That I love him. Not because I'm supposed to, but because I do. Even though I can't feel much of anything right now, underneath all the numbness, I still love him. And I want to fight for us.
Do you believe that?
Yes, I think I do. And that scares me even more somehow.
Why?
Because if I still love him, then I have to admit all of this is my fault. That I let myself disappear. That I could have asked for help sooner, but I didn't. That I martyred myself, and now I'm angry at everyone else for letting me.
It's not fault, Monica. It's responsibility. There's a difference. Fault implies you did something wrong on purpose. Responsibility just means you're the one who has to fix it. You didn't mean to lose yourself. It happened gradually, like you said. But now that you see it, you're responsible for clawing your way back.
That
feels overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. But you know what? You're already doing the hardest part.
What's that?
Admitting there's a problem. Most people spend years, decades in denial. They tell themselves it's fine. Everyone feels this way. This is just what marriage becomes. But you called me. You looked at your life and said, this isn't okay. That takes guts.
It doesn't feel like guts. It feels like desperation.
Sometimes desperation is what it takes. Rock bottom has a way of clarifying things.
Is that what this is? Rock bottom?
I think it might be. But here's the good news about rock bottom. You can only go up from here. You just have to decide you want to climb.
I do. I really do.
Then climb. Starting tonight. Have the conversation. Reclaim your time this weekend. Start rebuilding touch without expectation. And Monica,
Yeah?
be gentle with yourself. You're not going to fix 8 years of slow erosion in a week or a month. This is going to take time. And it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have moments where you want to give up, where it feels easier to just stay numb.
What do I do when that happens?
You remember why you're doing this. Not for your husband, not even for your kids, for you. Because you deserve to exist as a full person, not just a collection of roles. You deserve to feel like yourself again.
Thank you, Rex. I mean that. I've been so stuck, and I didn't even realize how stuck until night.
That's what I'm here for, to hold up the mirror and make you look at what you've been avoiding.
It's not a fun mirror.
Never is, but it's necessary. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge.
Okay. I'm gonna go. He's probably asleep by now, but I need to wake him up for this. We can't wait until tomorrow.
Good call. And Monica, one last thing.
What?
If I call you back in 6 months, I want to hear that you've been painting or running or doing something that's just yours. Don't let this be another thing you commit to for 3 days and then abandon because life gets busy. Life will always be busy. You have to prioritize yourself anyway.
I will. I promise.
Don't promise me. Promise yourself.
I promise myself. I'm going to find Monica again, even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable.
That's what I want to hear. Now, go wake up your husband and have the conversation that should have happened 3 years ago.
Okay. Thank you, Rex. Really.
Good luck, Monica. You're gonna need it, but I think you can do this.
I hope you're right.
I usually am. That's the annoying part.
Goodbye, Rex.
Take care of yourself.
That one hit different. Most calls I get, there's a clear villain. Someone cheated, someone lied, someone's an asshole, and the caller just needs permission to leave. But tonight, nobody's the bad guy. Monica's not a bad wife. Her husband's not a bad man. They're just two people who stopped being people and started being functions. Mom, dad, employee, provider. And somewhere in all that role-playing, they forgot to be them. They forgot that marriages need more than coexistence. They need actual people who actually want each other, not just people who signed a contract and are too scared to break it. You know how many people are in Monica's situation right now? Thousands, maybe millions. Going through the motions, having duty sex once a month, lying in bed next to someone they love but don't feel anything for. Telling themselves it's normal. But this is just what happens when you have kids and get older and life gets real. Bullshit. That's not what has to happen. That's what happens when you stop fighting, when you stop prioritizing, when you let yourself get swallowed whole by everything except the relationship that's supposed to matter most. I don't know if Monica's marriage is going to make it. Honestly, I give it 50-50 odds. Because it's one thing to have a revelation at 11 p.m. on a phone call with a stranger. It's another thing to actually do the work day after day when you're exhausted and touched out and just want to sleep. But you know what? At least she's trying. At least she's looking at it honestly instead of pretending everything's fine while slowly dying inside. If you're listening to this and it sounds familiar, if you're in a relationship where you've lost yourself, where you're going through the motions, where you love someone but can't remember why, pay attention. You're not broken. Your relationship might not even be broken, but something is wrong. And ignoring it won't fix it. Hoping it'll get better on its own won't fix it. Scheduling sex like a dentist appointment definitely won't fix it. You have to do what Monica's about to do. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to reclaim yourself. You have to remember that has an identity beyond what everyone else needs from you. And if your partner can't handle you taking that space, if they make you feel guilty for wanting to exist as your own person, then you don't have a partnership problem. You have a control problem. And that's a different conversation. But most of the time, your partner wants you to come back to yourself too. They miss the person they married. They're just not sure how to help you find your way back because they're drowning too. So here's my challenge. If you're in a relationship right now, married, dating, whatever, ask yourself these questions. When's the last time you did something just for you? When's the last time you felt like a person instead of a role? When's the last time you and your partner connected about something other than logistics? If you can't answer those questions, you got work to do. And if you're single and listening to this thinking, thank God that's not me, don't get too comfortable, because this is what happens when you stop paying attention, when you think love means sacrifice instead of partnership, when you confuse martyrdom with devotion. Love shouldn't erase you. It should amplify you. Remember that. All right, that's enough philosophy for one night. That's all the truth you're getting today. This is Rex, the Reaper, where feelings go to die, but hopefully people remember they're allowed to live. See you next time.
Before we wrap this up, I need to hear from you. Monica's got a choice to make. Fight for the marriage and do the hard work of reclaiming herself, or accept that sometimes love isn't enough and walk away with her dignity intact. What do you think she should do? Drop your answer in the comments. And here's the real question. Have you ever lost yourself in a relationship? Whether it's marriage, kids, career, whatever. Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized who you became? And if you found your way back, how'd you do it? Share your story below because I guarantee someone needs to hear it. For more episodes like this, conversations that go deeper than the surface, that don't give you easy answers because life doesn't have easy answers, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We drop new episodes almost every day. And if this one hit home for you, share it. Send it to that friend who's drowning in motherhood. Send it to your partner if you need them to understand what you're going through. Send it to yourself 6 months from now as a reminder that you promised to fight. Stay honest out there, even when it hurts.